Alright, I hope that was cool. Okay, let's get it on. So, yeah. Um, Today I'm gonna show you guys a few things about patterns. I'm just gonna mute myself here. Alright. Um, so yeah, let's start it off. I wrote a few things I want to show you guys. Ma Mainly about wheat. So if we go see wheat, um, you saw. I don't know if you guys see this, but this was the wheat forecast that we had before. And if you're on Discord right now, I'm not taking messages from Discord. So if you're watching this video right now, please type in the YouTube live chat. Okay. So if you're watching this right now, I know it's really late, and I said I would do this a lot earlier, but I'm sorry, I had a workout that was so intense that I can't even even right now I'm not talking that fast and not like actively because I don't, I'm kind of tired, but I still want to do this because right now we're doing a lot of interesting things in the market, and I feel that I need to give you guys an update. Okay, so first of all, let's go through some patterns that we have been tracking and that have worked like magic. So if you look here, this is wheat. So that's the weekly chart, as you can see. And we said it would come down all the way to the 420 level and then explode back up. All right, so this is kind of insane to say that wheat might double in prices, but I'm gonna show you why. It's because if you look here, so first of all, let's see what happened. Did it come all the way back down to 120 to complete this pattern? Indeed, it did. So it went all the way back down, and then it spiked. Okay, it's spiking all the way back up. All right. So so for now it's really good, and again, if you're new to in here, you probably haven't heard me say it too much, but again, what I look for is a spike and then a 1 2 3, 1 2 3 correction, and then another spike. Okay, so if you haven't watched any of my previous webinars, then you know what I'm talking about without knowing anything about weather reports. Or for sure that's important, but I don't do that. Okay. um so yeah, and yeah, so here also this pattern right here we called out too. So if we look at this one, so this one is the comparison of the BTC chart to the week chart, but I'm gonna show you a ton of other patterns that are like this. Well, not a ton, but like three other patterns that are like this. So as you can see, this is wheat and this is BTC. They're clearly the same charts. I mean, you get a sharp move down, you get a push back up, you get a 1 2 3 in the middle, you get a push back up, and then what do you expect? You expect it to come down, right? So, and I'm gonna show you even before that we call the BTC short near 8.6. Okay, so it's exactly the same thing that it did here. Push back down, back, oh, spike back up, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, and then what do you expect? Up, break this high, and then it's gonna come all the way back down. And what happened? What happened? What happened? It did exactly that. Came all the way here, broke this high, and then it came all the way back down. All right. And then where do we see this pattern? And this is even like, if you want me to get even crazier, okay, and this is why right now, even though I'm tired, I'm talking like I'm active. It's because fractals work. And what do I mean by fractals? Come on, man. I hate when I press on F12 instead of just pressing on delete. Okay, so where do we see this? Look at this. I'm taking a copy of this pattern. Okay. Whoa. All right. Let me shrink it. So I took a copy of all this big junk, and then look, hopefully it stays on the 1 hour. Okay, so I took a copy of that, and then if I smash it, it's not going to be perfect, but you can definitely see that it's kind of similar, right? We obviously don't have this correction right here, but this is not important. We see that the same thing happened, right? We came all the way back down, we broke the high, and then we came all the way back down, and then we're looking for a break of the high. So if you're long from here, you're doing perfect, and I call this in the chat, okay? So if you're long from here, you're doing perfect. So literally, this is the play, okay? This is the play, okay? This is the play. We're looking for a break of here. Even though it's coming back down here, it doesn't matter. It's we're looking for it to go back up. Now there's a I've seen some guys sent me this pattern, and there is a possibility that this is not the exact pattern. But even though it comes all the way a little bit further here, we're still gonna look for the long, meaning that they're looking at this as uh, I still think that we can um, sorry, I'm just trying to get this off. We can go a little bit more here, and then if we do get this move down to get an even bigger pattern right here, we're still gonna have to spike here. So even if you're long from here and you're like, oh man, this is pulling back, doesn't matter, because we're still I seriously think we're still gonna get more upside. Okay. So yeah, so that's basically it for wheat. Also, let me show you another chart where this happened. So BYND. So BYND. Um, okay, so first of all, I showed you guys the long at 82. So if you took the 100 Cs for June with me, then you're doing well. I mean, we closed them around here, and I kept some for the ER. But yeah, so if you took it right here, you're for this 123. As soon as it started to give me the Momo, I got an alert around here on the break of 82 to get in. Okay, so it did pull back and it was messy, and my calls kind of got destroyed here because the premium is super high. Hello Shirley. So the premium is super high, but still, it's it doesn't matter because the play is still there. Okay, and the thing is that here's the thing: for something like BYND, you know, you know, you can say that the IV is 100%, but if we're all expecting this to be the next Tilray, and we have seen Tilray hit 300% IV, then this is good because you're literally saying that we're expecting more IV. In general, you know, something with 100% IV you shouldn't touch, but this is a very very special case, okay? And sorry, I'm just gonna get a sip of water. Oh, this is amazing. Okay, but it doesn't matter. This was all before. Now look at this. What is this? Have I shown you this right? Like what, 5 minutes ago? Yes, I have. It's the same pattern. And have we seen like did I see this before? Yes. Look, this is what I posted in the chat, right? Literally. Um. Okay, let me get snippet into this. Okay, so we get one spike down, get an upside, 1, 2, 3, and then another up, get some sideways going, like I highlighted with the blue. We get an up to break this high, and then we come all the way back down before we spike again, right? I didn't say it would spike here, but look, did this happen? Yeah, it was exactly what would happen. So this is straight up magic. Okay. Now here, this, we did get some what's it called? Some more consolidation, but the thing that you have to understand is that going long here is not a bad idea. The point I'm trying to make here is that I wouldn't have gone long here. I would, you know, I said 98, 96 would be a good place to buy. Okay? So, if you look, the same patterns keep on repeating. All right, and I'm honestly gonna start every webinar from here on out just showing you guys the same patterns that repeat, because this is all I do. I just look for the same patterns that repeat themselves. Okay, and BTC. Um, So yeah, BTC. Let me show you guys. BTC USD, I think. Yeah. Um, so this is a scalp that I gave out when we were at 6.9. You can see that it completed a three wave, broke the low here, kind of sharply, but doesn't matter. As soon as we get some really bullish action, we can look for good scalps. Okay, so this was a scalp, but this is the play that I wanted to show you guys. Okay, so again, this is exactly the same thing as wheat and BYND. All right, so we come sharply down. We know that we're going to be in a correction. We spike back up, get a three wave, spike again, break the high, and then we're expecting it to come back down before the next spike. Okay? And what did it do? Exactly that. Came all the way back down. Now this, and I said this, it's going to be a messy short. As you can see, they're pulling all the way back up. But, you know, um this is something I can't really tell you guys, oh, are we gonna go all the way back up to retest here? This is all I wouldn't say noise, but this is not something I'm supposed to forecast, okay? Because I'm looking for this. I don't care about that. All right. All the buys here were really dangerous because at any point we can get this. We can get this here. We can get this here. You never know. But the thing is that we're looking for that one, okay? We're still looking for the short. Now, with some more experience, you can be like, oh, well, this might be a very, because we get something like this, you might say, oh, well, this short might turn out to be very, very slow. And indeed, it's turning out to be very, very slow, meaning that every short that you can take profits and wait for the next spike back up to enter again on bigger patterns. And as you can see here, again, 1, 2, 3, break the high, you short. Okay, very, very simple. And again, as I'm gonna say, show you guys on AMD. Why do I have a trend line? Is it because I'm expecting this to come all the way back up here, touch it, and then go down? No, no. Again, guys, if you've seen my previous webinars, you understand what I use trend lines for. It's because of trend lines help me time. It helps me in timing stuff. And how do I use it to time it? It's because as soon as I see a pattern completion near the trend line, this is enough time factor for me to take the next spike. Okay. So um yeah, so basically if we had like a three wave right here, this was not enough time for me because we're not close to this trend line. So if I had this three wave right here for the short, I wouldn't have taken it from here. Okay. But meaning that I would expect this to take more time, right? And it did. So yeah, just a quick reminder. So that's it for BTC. Again, the same pattern. And you're gonna see, um, a lot of people in Elliott wave or whatever they're gonna call this a WXY, but it doesn't really matter. As soon as what really matters is that you master these patterns and you keep on seeing them. Okay. Now the real deal is when you get to these patterns, okay? And this is the crux of trading the waves. It's because you get to understand these kinds of what's happening in here. All right. This is a very, very complex pattern. As you can see, I was expecting the dollar to tank from here, but obviously, but not obviously, but we made another high before the eventual downside. And this, if you know, it helps you understand what's happening in here. Okay, so at any point we're gonna get this move down somewhere in here, and actually we're getting it right now. So again, shorting the dollar right now is a really good play. Okay, now on the lower time frame, um, I'm looking for a spike to complete this 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna be able to take the next short. So that was it. Now again, another pattern that is exactly the same as Bizun. Okay, so Bizun looking to reverse from this pullback. So you get a spike. Well, this doesn't really look like a spike. It's pretty much corrective, but um, sometimes it starts slowly, and you get a 1, 2, 3, and then what do you expect? You expect the next spike. Okay. So if you're in this trade, you're doing fantastic. Um, yeah. So we're expecting this to go all the way back up, and this pattern is literally the same thing as Bitcoin and all the others, right? So we get a sharp one, we get a bounce 1, 2, 3, or some pattern in the middle. Doesn't really have to be a three wave, right, like this, but here you can see 1, 2, 3 break the low and then all the way back up, break this high, broke this high, then came all the way back down, and then created a the bigger three wave, and then now it's looking to spike. So now literally your trade is this. Right? So if you took the long right here, this is your trade. This is your trade. Okay, and this is how you can create asymmetric payoffs in the market. Okay. Um, so if you keep on recognizing these trades and you keep on taking them, in the long run, you're going to be profitable in the market, no questions asked. Okay. But like I said, please read. Please, if you haven't read the disclaimer, please read it because I'm not saying you're going to be rich. That's not how it works. You have to put in a lot of time, but eventually it's going to pay out because you can see those. And if you're in the long here, then all you have to do from here, from somewhere in the 38, 39s, all you have to do right now is just move your stops. Okay. So I hope that was nice. So I covered all the three waves, the patterns that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And if we go as we go through these charts, I'm gonna show you you know if I do see another pattern like that, I'm gonna show you guys it. So again, the S&P. What did we say last week? Um, we said that this might be in a we're looking for something like this here. Again, it was mentioned by Money on the Move, but I guess he didn't see my previous webinar. But yeah, I literally said that. Again, if you haven't watched it, I just said look for. I literally took this bar pattern, copied it, and then flipped it. Okay, so I'm looking for something like that. Okay, so yeah, um, So yeah, obviously we're in the middle of range. So obviously, well, not obviously, but like as soon as we're in the middle of range, I'm expecting at least one week of pullback. If it's really a nice pullback into 2 weeks, I'm gonna be looking for the next long. And as soon as we're gonna be close to the high, I'm gonna take again some shorts for the retest of here, for the bigger three wave. Again, I'm looking for a retest of this. So So yeah, and as soon as we're gonna get this, the longer term forecast is that we move higher like that, and then we still come down, okay, to complete a bigger pattern right like that. Again, the same thing that I've told you. Uh, okay, I'm gonna look at those surely. But yeah, so this nothing has changed honestly. But the whole why I didn't do a webinar last week is because this was really weird how we were like the market was going down a lot even though Amazon and the like Apple weren't really going down that much. So I was just really confused and there's no point for me to do a webinar if I'm confused. All right. So I don't want to give you guys like you know if I don't see anything, I don't feel compelled to do anything because what am I gonna say? Oh, we can go up or down, right? I don't have like a I said that this might be. I said that this would be very tough to trade, and it's looking like it right now. So sometimes you just gotta admit that it's tough, and that's sometimes how it's gonna be. All right. I know some of the guys right now that I've been following. They're really strict. They're like, oh yeah, I didn't make a bad call on this thing, or oh yeah, I did make a I didn't say it was a long they're trying to hide the fact that they were wrong. When I'm wrong, I'm just saying, yo, I was wrong. Sorry. Okay. Like that was a bad play. It's my fault. Okay, sometimes you just gotta, admit that you were wrong and that the play was bad and take it up upon yourself. But some people don't, and yeah, it gets messy. But so like it was just really messy because you know, Amazon wasn't going down that fast, and right here, the last day, Amazon tanked. Like it was so weird that I just didn't understand the market at all, right? I had this big picture idea of what we would do, but even right now, the market is just spiking out of like, uh, you know, for the Powell speech to reverse, I do understand that, okay, but I didn't get any um any clear pattern for me to take the next long. If I had gotten a clear pattern right here for the next long, I would have taken it, but instead we spiked on Thursday. Obviously, this webinar is not like, oh, hindsight analysis, right? It's not, but I'm just saying, like, on Thursday we spiked on some news, and I was expecting Thursday to also be a boring day, all right? But we didn't. We kept on grinding higher, and then when NFP hit, I wasn't really that prepared because I was like, oh, if we do grind higher, I'm expecting a bigger pullback on NFP before the next long. And obviously I was wrong, right? On NFP we still spiked. So this is a good this is something that I want to address is that, I do have um, the patterns that I look for, but sometimes the market just acts like this and I just can't explain it. And there's this is the limits of wave theory is that you're going to be looking for these patterns that never come, and if they don't come you don't have a trade, right? But if they do come, then for sure you have a trade and you need to put it. But right now I didn't see anything, right? Like I knew this was a long, but apart from that, on NFP I was expecting a bigger pullback before the next one. Okay. um, so yeah, so that's it. So guys, I'm expecting basically, in a nutshell, I'm gonna tell you guys, CPI is on Tuesday. If CPI is a non-event, I'm expecting the whole week to be a non-event. So literally, what you can do, if CPI comes out to be a non-event, just put on a condor for the. I'm just gonna put on a $50 wide condor for this Friday, and just look to collect premium on this. And because I don't think we're in the middle of range, I'm expecting some kind of pullback. I mean, like, come on, guys. You know, we could keep on spiking higher, like in a straight line. But what are the odds? The market is a complex system. At some point, we're gonna have a pullback, right? And I'm expecting one here. Well, at least some sort of a deeper, well, not a deeper, but like a long pullback. Hmm? Bonne nuit. Okay. Um. So yeah, that's it. Okay, Netflix. Let's go through all of these. Okay, so I didn't do that. Let me remove all drawings. Okay. Okay, I still have it here, but not here. So again, Netflix. Netflix is just ahead right now. We're getting the very big pullback here. Again, not sure when we're gonna break out of here, but I'm still expecting some more sideways before the next long. Okay. So right now, um, the more this goes sideways, the better it is for Netflix because it's building entropy. Now, when is this likely to break out? At any point here, because we did have this sharp move down, which um which looks to be completed by this one, and at any point we may get the break of 400 into the 440s, 450s. Okay, so at any point right now we're ready to break out. So be ready. Can we keep on going sideways? Yes. But I can't know for sure right now. Apple. So Apple, like I said, this thing was really messy because it wasn't dropping that much, even though the S&P was dropping a ton. So again, I got really messed up. But essentially, if you looked at my previous webinar, you saw what I was looking for. So right now we're getting the pullback. And if we do get a nice three wave right here, we're gonna be looking for the long all the way back up here for the next leg down, and then up and then down. Okay, so we're expecting Apple to stay in a bigger sideways into 2020. Okay, we're essentially gonna get another one of these big moves. AMD. So if you watched my previous webinar, again, um, I said this was a very big long. So if you took the long, good job. Right here, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was here. And I said it would take off. We did get a pullback, but it doesn't matter. As soon as we get this, what did I say, guys? Look for corrections that end. How do I time my trades? Look for corrections that end near the trend line. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, spike. Correction near these lows. Pull a trend line near these lows. You can definitely see that it came right here. It was really close to the low. I was expecting this to take off. Obviously, we came up. And this is the thing that a lot of newbie traders will say, "Oh, we broke the trend line. We're gonna go down." No, it's not. We're not gonna go down. if we we're not gonna go down, right? This thing right here is never an indication that we're gonna do this. I can guarantee you that. Okay? This is an indication. This is an indication that we're gonna take off, right? So if you took the 30 Cs for July, um, for $1, they're up. I think it was 250%. Yeah. Obviously Neil got some weeklies. I mean, this guy is a total beast. So going with weeklies, but I'm more of the the pussy guy. So yeah, so whatever. We all made money. Um, so yeah, just be careful now because right now this again as soon as it breaks the high, again you already know we're expecting a bigger pullback. Okay, so yeah, but again comes back to the trend line buy. Amazon, same thing. There's nothing new here. Similar to Apple and the S&P, looking for something like that. Literally the same thing that I said in my previous webinar, but again, like I can say, oh, literally the same thing that happened in the previous webinar, but the way that the price action is moving doesn't allow me to really take those trades because we're moving so fast and so sudden that you know I it's hard for me to to take the trades because it's not a very perfect setup, you know. So yeah, um, like again, the S&P didn't go down that much, yet Amazon tanked. Come on, or the S&P tanked and Amazon just went down a little bit. It was really weird. It was really weird. So yes, I can say, oh, well, this followed my forecast, but did I take the trade? No, because I didn't see that. I didn't see what I wanted. Okay. But again, if you're more of the long-term guy, again, condors around here are really good because we're gonna stay in this sideways for until like probably July or August. Okay, so again, look for condors around here if you think they're good. Um, they were probably really amazing right here because the volatility was high. So if you caught some condors right here, you're doing amazing. That's what I should have done. I also need to study some back spreads because I think that back spreads, the strategy where you take a huge loss if it stays in a range, but right now the market doesn't really like to stay in the range. So I think that back spreads are really good when the market is so fast like that because it's so erratic. But you can fund your longs by this short, and if it stays in here, then yeah, you take a bigger loss if you hadn't taken just a straight up call. But the thing is that this market is moving so fast that I'm really thinking of studying back spreads, or I think it was something like a short ratio call spread. I think it was. Yeah, that was a strategy from the book Option Edge. But I think they're really similar strategies in nature, where there's this fly kind of peak, or as Josh calls them, a tent, and then it explodes, right? You have like as it goes in your direction, it takes off and you make a lot of money. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna be studying those strategies because they're super like they're looking really solid right here. But obviously a very wide condor right here is really good too. Okay, so we're coming to MSFT. So Google as well. Like this is so crazy. I mean, yeah. So we tanked a ton while the S&P was just dropping 100 points, and yeah, I just got really confused. So right now Google unclear. I would leave Google for now. I think I'm honestly gonna just leave Google because I don't see anything clear. I don't see anything clear. Let's do Facebook because it's informations as well. Um, Facebook, same thing as Apple. 1, 2, 3, upside, and then it comes all the way back down before the next super cycle. Okay, so this is the forecast that I showed. Nothing has changed here. But here's the thing though, like um, we need NQ to. If this is gonna happen and we get a retrace all the way back to the top, we need NQ to be faster than the S&P. Okay, so that's the biggest thing. We need NQ to be faster than the S&P. All right, and how is this gonna come? I don't know, but we're gonna see. This is what I need. Into not interesting. So MSFT is different than the rest because this was the correction that we had, and now that it's completed, this is more of a spike. Okay, so right now for MSFT, you need to just buy all three waves. 1, 2, 3, break the low, buy. Okay, so MSFT is you're gonna keep on grinding up. Okay, so you start drawing a trend line, and as soon as you know keeps on pushing, drops here, then take the next long. Okay, so that's the gist of it. Okay, look for corrections near the trend line, and then take the next long on some Momo. SMH as well, same thing. Gonna go all the way back up, down, and then up. Adobe, looking good. So if you took this 1, 2, 3 here, you're doing pretty well. I think this is kind of the best time to buy it. Honestly, this was pretty boring, and also one of the it's just a very big wave. Then you get a three wave, and then it starts to really take off. All right, so right now Adobe is really a lot of potential into the next ER. If we start to correct here, this could totally pop on ER. So I'm gonna be looking out for that one. Definitely. So okay, sorry, we covered AMD, but we didn't cover Nvidia, which is a semis. But again, nothing has changed here. Again, we were dropping so like we last time I told you guys that okay, what would happen on ER? So we were on ER. I said this is just 1, 2, 3, and then it's gonna go down. Okay, so it's it totally happened. So yeah, so but did I think it would go that deep? No. And yeah, the way this is moving down is not really like anything of a down move. It's just really slow. Okay. Now, what I would want to see happen is for Nvidia to come all the way back down here, and then I could take the long because this is just a 1, 2, 3 spike. Okay. And this is what I wanted out of Amazon too, by the way. Okay, so a lot of people are like, yo, why didn't you call out Amazon? It's because I didn't see this thing. I had some calls from here, but I got destroyed by the decay here. But that's something else. I wanted this pattern right here to come all the way here, break this low, and as soon as I would break this low, that's the deeper pullback I was talking about before NFP, and it would take off. Okay, so that's what I wanted. But yeah, this is again the limitations of wave theory. Okay, so right now I just think we go sideways for the next week. So yeah, we covered those. Twitter, is there something interesting? No. Well, this could be a nice one. So just look at these look at the trend lines. Um, but yeah, I think right now there's nothing really interesting in Twitter. Again, if you're long, if you took the break of the low and you're long from here, just move your stops. Otherwise, if you're here, I wouldn't chase it at all. I wouldn't chase it at all. Just wait. Oracle, nothing interesting. Let me skip through these. Oh, INTC might be interesting. So if you saw this three wave right here, 1, 2, 3, and you took the buy, you're doing very fine because this might be really huge on the bigger time frame. Okay, so this could be a nice pattern completion for the next upside. Okay, I don't think Intel is gonna be totally dominated by AMD, but you know, if there's time to go long INTC, it's probably right now. Avgo, Avgo next long. I think we can see that this is a spike, okay, and we're getting a pullback. Okay, so this is a spike, and we're getting a pullback. So now we're gonna grind all the way back up, probably come down. Same thing as the S&P. Complete this pattern, and then it's gonna go back for the next big wave. All right. All right. So let's do some other stocks like WM from the from Shirley. Okay, waste management looking interesting. So you took the long at 116. Oh no, I see. So you're short. Oh no. Okay, I see. Hmm. You're long this. I mean, I don't know. I It's looking interesting. But it's not something I really like to trade because I don't see anything. I don't see a pattern basically. It's just a straight line. Right? It's just a straight line. Um, but yeah, if you like this and you still think it's has more potential, then why not? But I can't give you like a very clear idea of what's really good on this one. But KO though is something else, okay? Because KO, this thing has huge potential. This thing has really big potential. Okay, so um, yeah, I think these companies like Coca-Cola and all that stuff, next smaller degree pattern you buy because they're gonna keep on going up. Coca-Cola, I think I called it in some of the webinar. I think it was Coke. Yeah, Coke. So Coke was insane. I called this three wave right here, right, and it literally just exploded. Right, I said this guy's look at this three wave. It's gonna take off, and it just did. But this was so insane that and I just missed it because I didn't see that I said it would take off, but I didn't even look at the chart anymore. I just forgot it. Right. So yeah, and I'm expecting an NXPI to do the same. Okay, so NXPI is literally the same pattern as Coke. Right. Put Coke and NXPI next to each other. What do you see? They're exactly the same patterns. Okay, like same. So what do I expect NXPI to do? Just take off like this one. Okay. Um, so KO because it's related to Coke is very is going to go higher. So any lower time frame buy, you take it. And also you can see that this was not a spike. This was a correction. Okay. But this looks done and this is going to take off. So I would look for 55 Cs. I think this is time to start buying these really old companies like Coca-Cola. So thank you for mentioning it. I'm gonna start paying more attention to them. Again, pull your trend line, and next three wave that comes, next correction, I'm gonna look for a buy near the trend line, probably 50, 51. If we get a nice correction this week, I'm gonna look to enter KO with you. Okay, so thank you for the message. I think KO is looking really strong here, similar to Starbucks actually before the takeoff. All right, so that's it for KO. I'm gonna keep an eye on this one. Put it in my watch list. Okay, let's just do Chinese stocks really quickly. So Chinese stocks just dropped a whole bunch, but again, nothing's too out of the ordinary. I said this would go all the way to 140, and then we would complete this wave. I was totally wrong. It came actually even lower, but nonetheless, we still get this huge 1, 2, 3, and as soon as this completes, then we can look for the next big wave. Okay, this is literally China's Google. I don't think it's gonna totally crash because you know this is literally just getting affected by tariffs. Um, but the patterns, apart from that, the company is legit, and you know it's literally China's Google. Okay, so we're looking for it to come all the way back up. You can see that the pullbacks were really sharp in 2016, and with the current volatility, I'm expecting the same. But you can see that this is a very nice pattern completion, 1, 2, 3, and we're expecting the next cycle. Okay, Baba is just the same as all the other charts. Okay, so down here, up here, down here. If you took the condor, okay, if you're in a condor, very very good. I would recommend condors on Baba right now because Baba is just not gonna move for the next three months, I think. Um, and then it's gonna come all the way back up here for the next down move here. Literally everything's the same. Nothing has changed from 2 weeks ago from what I'm expecting. But again, sometimes the market is just erratic and it doesn't give you the perfect entries. Okay, so that's it. Bizun again. Bizun, I call that one out. So if you're here in from here, great job. Just move your stops. Let's see. Huya is more interesting than IQ. Here I was like, okay, this might be a very good long. So if you took the long here, you got taken out break even, doesn't matter. And now it's still looking interesting, but I think we need to wait. There's going to be more pullback. PDD though, PDD is very very interesting here. We get this nice 1, 2, 3, and we're looking for again the next the next upside. And what I like to do on PDD usually is take 30 Cs. So 30 Cs for like 3 months out. They usually pay really well. Because I'm expecting this to come all the way here. It's literally doing you know, it's literally doing the Six Flags pattern, roller coaster. Okay, and but it's really looking good here. It has a lot of potential and it dropped a lot. Neo, nothing interesting there. CMG, CMG, I'm just gonna pass. I took a loss on the short, but it's all good. You win some, you lose some, and the play was really interesting. Um, and it was legit, but CMG just went back up, and I had to take the loss, but it's fine. Uh, yeah, Comcast, nothing interesting there. Caterpillar though, okay, so Caterpillar was honestly this is another one of these patterns that I talked about in at the beginning of this webinar. So if you just came in, then you probably don't understand what I'm talking about. But you get a sharp one down, you get a spike, you get a correction in the middle, you get another spike, you break this high, and then you come all the way back down before the takeoff. Okay, so again, if you bought, and I literally said in the chat, look for the buys, look for buys on cat here. Okay, because I'm expecting this to take off, right? This was a whole correction we saw, and as soon as we get this spike, 1, 2, 3, we're expecting this to take off, all right? But obviously, my favorite one, and the one that you guys can go back to my webinars like a month ago. I said DE because this thing was kind of throwing me off, but it doesn't matter. We got this sharp wave down to match this one, okay? So this one, and as soon as we get that, then this is complete, and we can actually look for the takeoff. Okay, so I literally have all strikes, all dates on DE. It's crazy how many contracts of DE I have. Okay, it's literally gonna take off. All right, so this is ready. And again, if you want me to again show you guys the comparison, all right, I'll do it. But in every webinar that I've done, I always show the comparison of Nike and John Deere. Nike in 2016 and John Deere right now because they're exactly the same. Okay, look at those. I don't know if I can copy and paste here. Yeah. Whoops. All right, so you know you can definitely see very similar fractals. Okay, very similar fractals. All right, so exactly the same patterns, and as soon as you see those, you can be like, okay, well that's what I'm looking for, and now you're like, it gives you confidence to take those trades too. So we're looking for John Deere to take off, and if grains really go up a lot, then this is going to be a very big trade. Another one that's really huge right now is BA. So I think BA goes back and retests 400 by August. Okay, so by August we have 3 months, and BA is looking to retest 400. Okay, so this is something that we've talked about in previous webinars, but we got this very very long pullback down, and as soon as it retests that 330 support and bounces off of it, then this is a very good signal that we're looking for upside. Okay, we're looking to take buys now. So next pullback, look for buys on look for buys on BA. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Uh, yeah. So I do think that BA is gonna take off. It literally did everything that I wanted it to do. So there's nothing. Well, there's nothing that should be preventing me from buying BA right now. Okay, because all of the things that got completed, well, all the things that I was looking for got completed. So I think BA should go back up. Okay, so next pullback, look for a long. GE, interesting pattern here, but I'm not gonna trade it. It's looking to consolidate, so look for buys. Honeywell, very interesting. This is kind of a unicorn, but had a massive pattern here, and spiked back up 1 2 3, broke the low, back up. So this is a kind of interesting one. Another one that I talked about was, I didn't really talk about, but I was hinting. Well, I did get some sugar contracts, but if you want to buy sugar, Hershey, right? This is on a very big tear. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't even know if we can play this anymore, but it's just interesting to look at it. I'm kidding. Okay, and another sign that BA is looking to reverse is LMT, right? So you can see that LMT is already spiking, and when that does happen is because usually what happens between BA and LMT is that LMT is either, one of them is either spiking and the other one is correcting. Right now is LMT that is spiking and BA is still in a correction, but at some point it's gonna switch. LMT is gonna correct and BA is gonna take over. All right, RTN, very interesting too. Pattern completed, looking for the next long. This is classic. We're looking for something like this here. Very big spike. If you took the long from here, no problem. You should still be in. IBM, like all the other ones, look for a bigger pattern here before taking the next long. Triple M, nothing interesting there. NOC, WBA. Oh, pins. So pins was really nice to us, but the contracts kind of messed us up because we're in the money right now, but we're not making as much money as we should be doing. So this is kind of weird. I don't really understand it's happening in the contracts. But anyway, so we got this pullback right here. Obviously, this thing has dropped so much. So whatever. The R2R here is too good. As soon as I saw Momo right here, I told everyone, yo, go long pins. Okay, and it has a lot of good good chance it would break this. Right, so we took the 27 Cs. Right now they're up, I think 400%. I got them for 35 cents. Um, and they're at 120, 150, I think. So yeah, as soon as it's gonna break 28, I'm getting out because the contract pricing doesn't make sense. So you know, and if it pulls back, I don't want to lose all my premium. All right, so that was for TXN. All right, so now I have to explain my love of T. It's because if we look on the weekly, this looks like it's about to take off, and I'm literally thinking of QCOM and Disney, and I'm seeing T, and this is another one of those old companies that if they get a deal, this may take off. Okay, so I have all the tools that I need. Well, not all the tools, but like this, I'm literally thinking that this is a huge. I don't want to swear. I don't want to swear, but huge correction, and it's gonna take off at any point now. And there's heavy Momo on T. Okay, there's heavy Momo. So we're looking at this, and this is just ready to take off. Okay, so again, 35 Cs or even 40 Cs if you're adventurous, but I wouldn't recommend that. The 35 Cs for like a month or 2 months out are still 5 cents. All right, so it's really cheap, and you know this thing this thing has a lot of potential to get a deal. And if they do get a deal right now, then it's gonna gap up and really take off, right? And your 5 cents might go to a dollar. And if you haven't watched the disclaimer, please go back to the start of this webinar because I'm not saying you're gonna make a lot of money, but this is the plays you should be focusing on. Okay, this was a huge pullback, and we're saying this pullback is over. Okay, this pullback is over, and now we're looking for for the next big long. All right, so that was it. XRT, I'm not gonna dwell on that too much, but still long. Nothing to add here. Even though it had a sharp pullback, doesn't matter. It's still at any point in the future, it's gonna come and break this high. All right. Probably do ANF. So ANF had this sharp pullback. This is where I want to see some Momo on ANF, right? Because as you can see, it's pretty common pattern that we've been talking about a lot in here. So I want to see some Momo. If it can come and break 16, then I'm gonna be able to take a long. UAA, very interesting. It did exactly what I thought it would do. So sideways in here, then come break this one. Like I said in my previous webinar, focus on UAA, focus on Lulu, focus on Tiffany, forget the rest. Okay, the rest is just noise. And Lulu looking decent here for the next ER. Now, I don't like this is still ER, and this is a huge company, so I don't know what type of manipulation they might do here. Um, and we'll see if Neil wants to play the ER. I'm gonna play whatever he wants. But I don't have a specific play in mind here. Honestly, if you really want my thoughts on this, if it comes over here for before the ER, I would expect them to drop it around 158 if that's the expected move. Haven't seen the expected move, but it's usually 16 to 18 bucks. So let's see, this is 20. So it's pretty close, all right? So pretty close to 18. So if they do get it to um to there, then this is gonna drop on ER and then it's gonna come back up. All right, similar to what? Similar to which stock? Um, what's it called? What was it called again? It was Ulta. Okay, so Ulta dropped on ER, came back up. Looking for the exact same thing on Lulu. So I would just play the post ER. I would just play the post ER. All right. So that's it, Tiffany. Uh, this one, deep pullback, doesn't matter. This is still a long. PLC, nothing interesting. Um, yeah, so we're looking at banks and we think they might come back up. We'll see. I would like BAC to break this high before I really go bullish on banks. Okay. Because if we look at this as a bigger pattern, then this should entail a bigger spike. Okay. Um, we're looking at WFC and we're thinking this might be a very good play for the long term. I do have a bullish setup. Um, now the biggest thing is obviously timing, but it does look like there's really good R2R here. Okay. Another one, LBTYA. So I think we need to look at this one too because it's broadcasting and broadcasting is kind of hot. And just in general, this is a very good play with a nice could be a very nice play in the long term. So I'm gonna be looking at LBTYA for next week. I think we should be taking this bull flag breakout on the 4 hour. And yeah, I think I'm looking at this as a 3-year correction, looking for the next upside, similar to this one here. Okay, the bigger spike. BKNG. Okay, so this one, yeah, I think it's time to go long BKNG. I think now is really the time to take those 2000 Cs for March, right, Neil? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. March has already gone by. But yeah, those 2000 contracts are gonna be my focus for next week as well, because this is a very nice correction, spiking from the bottom. If we do get a correction into next week, then for sure I'm taking it on Friday. For sure I'm taking it on Friday. This is looking too juicy. Um, okay. So that's basically it. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, Uber for sure. So Uber, a lot of you guys are like, "Yo, how did you know?" Well, I didn't know anything. It's just that I literally said this is doing a lot of the same things that a lot of the other companies are doing. So we literally said if Uber does nothing on ER, then there's a high chance that it just takes off the next few days. And this is because we've seen this pattern on other stocks right now, like Netflix, right? Wait, what? Yeah, so Netflix basically did nothing on, well, it went up, but went all the way back. Well, oh, wait, sorry. So the ER wasn't actually there. It was here, right? No, whatever. I think I'm messing it up, but basically it didn't do that much, but then the next days it rocketed. Okay, so I was looking at the same thing, and some other charts. I don't remember which one it was, but I think it was Disney, right? Was it Disney? No, it wasn't. Whatever. So Uber was looking for the same thing. Okay, so this was a nice sideways, and as soon as it drops on, it gaps up on ER a little bit, drops all the way back down, comes back up, shows that there's some Momo, and we took the break of the 41. So here on this day, as soon as it broke 41, I told people to get in the long. Okay, so if you took the 40, I think yeah, it was the 45 Cs. So yeah, we made some really good money on this one. And very interesting thing for you guys here is that here's the thing. These things have, you know, have a tendency of of becoming uh para parabolas, parabol. They have a tendency to do parabolic pattern. So how do you how do you know when to sell? Well, here's a hint. As soon as it gets really mad like this and gets sold off, this is a very good indication that you're pretty much at the top. And you might say, well, Dragos, this is hindsight. Well, take it as you want, but I'm literally saying that um, as soon as it gets parabolic like this, like that it literally goes up. How much was that? 40 cents in one candle, and then gets sold off all the way back down. Then this is a clear indication that you should sell some. And that's what I told the people. Well, GMP was in the trade, so I told him to take some profits off here, and that was really good. So that's basically it, guys. Nothing else to add. Shopify. I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, there's nothing else to do here. I'm not gonna chase it, but yeah, it's just yeah. Sometimes it's good to stare at those charts because whenever you see a good play, you don't want to miss it. Okay. Um, yeah, BYND. I think BYND. We're gonna have to look for a bigger sideways before we take the next long. And yeah, XLV was also very nice. Gave us a clear indication that we would reverse because we broke the low here. And again, this is what I meant by it's weird because again, the S&P was shedding so much money while, the healthcare sector just went down a little bit. And so there was something that was really messy, and as soon as we got the Powell speech, then again, it's the same narrative all the time in this market. As soon as Trump opens his mouth, we go down. As soon as Powell opens his mouth, we go up. Right? Same thing. Nothing has changed. Right? I don't see anything on Tesla, even though it's gone up. I don't see anything. But if Neil wants to take a play again, I'm willing to join him. Um, even the bigger names in healthcare, I think UNH might be interesting, but I don't think it's quite ready. J&J as well. Like this was so wild, such a big drop, and it came all the way back up. It's really wild. It's really wild. Um, yeah, Biogen might be interesting too, but I think we'll be waiting for this one. But my more interesting pick is REGN. So this one is showing some potential on the smaller time frame, and I think I took some June's 330 Cs. I think this is going to be very interesting. Looking for something to go back for it to go back up here. I still believe this company is really good, and even though it had a sharp pullback, it doesn't matter. I'm still looking at this as the pattern, and I'm looking for it to go all the way back up. So that was it for stocks. I covered BTC. Nothing else to say there. Gonna do gold really fast. So you know, nothing else to add. We said that it would have a sharp drop here, and then it would go all the way back up. So that's what happened. And how did we know about this? It's because of what happened here. All right. So what happened here? Pattern completion. I said takeoff. Now what happened? It took off, and then sharp pullback. Didn't break the low. Took off. All right. Literally, I said that like 2 weeks ago in my previous webinar. You can check if you want, but I said the exact same thing, right? Again. So here, same thing. So we get this pattern, and I said, okay, guys, this is looking to take off. We get a nice pulse, but then we get a sharp pullback. We don't break the low, but we start to. Oh, sorry. It's actually it's actually here. So we get a nice push, but then we get this sharp pullback. We don't break the low, and then we take off. All right. So again, um, it's just the same things happening over and over again, right? This thing, you can see that it's exactly the same thing that happened here, all right? It's exactly the same thing because I've traded that. That's why I know that this can happen again. I traded that, guys. All right. So that's it. Um, I don't think I'm gonna do wheat. I think I'm gonna have to do another video because right now it's getting kind of late and I don't want to overdo this. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. Um, and yeah, I hope we all make a lot of money next week. And yeah, again, guys, look on Tuesday for CPI numbers. It's again another leading indicator, like the NFP is on Friday, or the job numbers. And yeah, if my biggest thought is that if CPI is is boring or basically a non-event, then the whole week, the whole rest of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's just going to be a non-event or basically sideways. Okay. So all right, guys, take care and good luck for next week. Peace.